After almost 3 years of wedding planning, I don't think we'll make it to the altar. 34F plus 35M. After dating for 18 months, we got engaged in September 2019 and planned our wedding for September 2020. Now it has been postponed to June 2022. Pre-engagement we had some communication issues. I wasn't certain he wanted marriage or a family, and he seemed less motivated to do the things he said he wanted when we first met, which I'm into, such as camping, biking, being outdoors, being active, etc. Those things are extremely important to me, as healthy living is one of my highest values. But it seemed like a rough patch. We got engaged and things were good for a while. It seemed like we were over the miscommunications and wanted the same things. Then he let me plan the whole wedding, saying it's fine to have whatever I want and he's just happy I'm happy. While that was genuine, it was also really apathetic. I want an active partner with a say and an opinion. The signs of him being the way he used to be when we first met haven't returned. We don't get outside or get active much together. I love to cook and was raised eating family meals at the dinner table. We don't cook together and haven't shared a home-cooked meal together in over a year. I cook, eat alone, and he eats out. I have my own life and he has his. Our communication is bad. We're both intelligent, self-aware people who believe in healthy living, good eating habits, therapy, etc. We know we need help. However, with the COVID mental health crisis, we've called over 20 people and can't find a good couples therapist with even a single appointment available. Even if we could, I worry there may still be serious issues of lifestyle incompatibility. For example, he doesn't like to clean the house as much as I do. And although this sounds nitpicky, what I mean is that I will choose to spend my time off. I work 2 jobs, giving back to our home, like grocery shopping, tidying, etc., and he will choose to spend his time off from his one job doing something for himself. Also, we discussed buying a home. When it came to it, I was the one who made a mortgage appointment, which I later cancelled for logistical reasons because of a work conflict. There has been no discussion or follow-through of home buying, family starting, or any commitment to our long-term future from him whatsoever. Again, he is totally apathetic. I bring up ideas for fun things or life plans and he says, "Sounds nice," or something along those lines, and never brings it up again. Recently, I made a huge mistake and involved him in a work project, and he is now 3 months late on delivery with no excuse. He says things like, "Oh, I missed your emails," or, "We need to talk more about it." He has at this point disrespected my career and shamed me in front of my boss. I vouched for him, then made excuses for his lateness for these 3 months, for no effing good reason. Why get involved in my work at all? He should never have offered. Now the wedding is still 1 year away. I made and set all the plans, now we just wait. For now, we have no official attachment to one another. All the official life plans are on hold because we aren't legally married, and he doesn't seem interested anyway. I like this person a lot, but he is treating me, our relationship, and our life together like it's a meaningless, stagnant thing. His lack of progress has prevented me from buying a house, having a child, and moving to a new state at this point. I, 34, am too old for this and can't wait any longer for these big life steps. We don't have sex anymore because I refuse to let this person who acts like he doesn't want any part of my real life have anything intimate from me. He can't see me as a valid person worth spending time with or following through with, so why should I give him any part of me? I do like him. We did start the relationship with similar life goals, and that's why I picked him and spent time developing the relationship. He's good-natured, kind, and genuine. He loves me and our animals and treats us pleasantly. But he is acting lazy, self-centered, apathetic, and hasn't followed through with anything in a very long time. So, is there anything that can be salvaged? You sound like 2 very different people living 2 separate lives that occasionally collaborate. Even then, there are mishaps and missed connections. At this point you sound better as friends than lovers. Sounds like it's a good thing you guys didn't marry earlier, because you have clearly grown apart. I don't know if it's true, as I'm only getting one side of the story, but he sounds as if he isn't really interested in the relationship anymore. You cutting off sex can't be a good thing for fostering closeness and intimacy. Did he even complain, or notice, that you cut off sex? I'm sorry you've spent years with this relationship and now feel like your clock is ticking, but you don't want to marry this man. And it doesn't sound like he really wants to marry you either. Just staying together out of boredom, and fear of the unknown? It sounds like you've tried addressing it and nothing has changed. I guess if you're committed to him and to this, stay together until you can try couples counseling to see if you can get on the same page. But if I were you, I wouldn't put any more time and energy into this relationship. The stuff about the work project would be enough for me to end it. Has he been able to articulate why he's 3 months late? What's the current ETA? Does he understand how this makes you look at work? I'm glad you like him and he's kind. But that's really not enough to build a relationship around. This relationship is circling the drain. A wedding is not going to save it, only make it more complicated to unpick. He sounds like he wants out but does not know how to say it. Next relationship. Focus more on the actual relationship, not the nuptials that are just a party at the end of the day. You would be crazy to push on with this. Couples counseling is all very well, but it can't cure that two very different people want very different things, not involving each other. If he wanted to, he would. Is he depressed? Because pretty much everyone had a rough year. You think he might have depression? This level of apathy seems concerning to me. Could be other medical conditions as well. Severe allergies make you lethargic, thyroid problems. It's super difficult to get therapy at the moment where I live due to corona. Maybe a GP visit for a checkup is a good first step to figure out what is going on. Just as an idea, maybe there is a reason for his total lack of drive and it isn't laziness. Maybe you could propose that you start the eating together once a day and take small walks around the neighborhood. Something not overwhelming. If he indeed has depression, big activities outdoors could be overwhelming. Maybe from small starts new things can develop. Honestly, it sounds like you think he has the same values as you and he's strayed off the path. But it doesn't sound like he actually does at the moment. I think you're seeing the current real version of him. My wife is cheating on me for the past 10 months, but I can't divorce her right now. When I found out about her 2-week-old affair with her coworker, I was completely devastated. We have been together for 20 years now and I still love her. So to win back her love, I did everything for the next whole month. Doing her share of the chores, coming home early from work to spend some more time with her, gifts, DIY dates, but even after putting so much effort, the affair continued and I gave up on it. I even tried soft confrontation without letting her know that I knew she was cheating, but she straight up lied to my face. The last time we had sex was during that 1-month period where I was trying to get her back. There have been many nights where I would lock myself in the bathroom and cry for hours when I knew she was working overtime at the coworker's house, but eventually even those tears dried up too. The only reason I am not divorcing her is our daughter. We have an amazing and beautiful 17-year-old daughter. My daughter has been preparing for the entrance exam of her dream university. It was her dream since she found out about it when she was 10. Now her exam is in few months and she has been preparing for it for the past 2 years, and if we both get divorced it will affect her both emotionally and mentally, as she is very close to both of us and especially my wife, and I have seen cases where after parents divorce the child get into very bad mental place. It will affect her studies very badly and she will miss out on this lifetime opportunity, and I don't want to happen that in any way. I don't want to risk her future for my wife's mistakes. She has and is working so hard for it every single day. I have talked to a lawyer and have all the evidence of her cheating, which includes screenshots of text messages, photos and videos of them, call records. Sometimes I feel like a complete failure for wasting 21 years of my life in this relationship, but then I think about my daughter and feel it's worth it. I will try to not let her know the real reason of our separation because I don't want to ruin her relationship with her mother, because both of them love each other very much. This was more of a venting post than an advice-seeking one. If you find my post confusing, then I am sorry. Firstly, English is not my primary language, and secondly, I am drunk a little bit. And #X200B. You have a massive heart. I'm sorry this happened to you. If your daughter is as great as you say she is, sit her down and communicate with her after her entrance exams. You deserve to be happy just as much as her and your, hopefully, ex-wife. Take care of yourself. You are not a failure. You did all you could, and this is just the reality of it. My one piece of advice is to be honest with your daughter about why you're separating, when you do separate. She deserves to know the truth. You deserve to keep her trust, and most importantly, she needs to understand it's not at all her fault. I respect what you're doing and your reasons, but honestly you should tell your daughter the truth of why you're divorcing when it does happen. She is plenty old enough to understand, and odds are very high that she will either find out some other way which will make her feel lied to, or that your wife will take the opportunity to spin things to make you look like the bad guy. And don't even try to tell yourself she won't. You didn't think she would cheat on you either, but she did. So you need to accept you don't really know her as well as you thought, and that she could be capable of doing any number of shady, underhanded things if she thought it would benefit her in some way. Pal, your daughter is almost an adult. I think, "Let's stay together for the kids," is a lousy reason for a marriage, and it's even worse here. You do not sound happy. You do not want to be in this relationship anymore, and I absolutely agree that you should not. Please feel free to worry about being the best dad you can, but not at the expense of your own mental health. Good luck, sincerely. The first paragraph was really sad. Like pathetically sad. I understand why you might have approached it like that. Almost like a last-ditch effort. But I hope you realize that this is happening not because of some shortcoming on your side of things, but rather some horrible behavior on her side of things. Also, the fact that she knows you know, and still continues, just shows how little respect she has for you. Hope you are cold as fuck and rip her a new one during the divorce. Don't get swayed by whatever sentimental feelings might come up, or whatever emotional manipulation she uses. Crying, blaming you for shortcomings, saying she was wrong and begging for forgiveness, etc. Also, do this immediately after your daughter gives her exams. No more delays. You have already taken a step forward. You talk to a lawyer. Follow the advice. After your daughter's exam, hit your spouse with divorce papers. In the meantime, get to the gym to let out your frustrations. Do some long walks. Don't sleep with her. Record conversations to protect yourself. Check local laws first. Listen to the lawyer. She is in the affair fog. Don't go pain shopping or do the pick-me. Read Leave a Cheater Gain a Life. You got YHIS. You don't need any proof or evidence of cheating to divorce someone. There is no fault divorce these days. Best is to wait until after your daughter has passed her exam. Then you can break the news and throw your support behind daughter. I'm sorry, dude. You are a bigger person than I am. We have also been together for the past 22 years, and if my husband did this, he'd get a baseball bat to the knee. Of course, I understand you want to shield your daughter, but imagine she finds out what really happened and how betrayed she will feel. Husband doesn't want me bonding with his dog. My husband, 33 male, and I, 26 female, have been together for 6 years, married for 1. Last year we purchased a puppy after not being able to adopt one from the shelter because there just simply weren't any available mid-pandemic. Things got weird when we got the puppy. We had a ton of disagreements and fights on how to discipline the dog and raise it. He's very old school when it comes to disciplining, and my approach is reward-based. He claimed the dog had bonded to me because of this and decided he wanted to get his own dog. I searched online and found him one. She, Lily, is the complete opposite of my dog, Titan. Very cuddly, small, quiet, and simply just adorable. I love my dog equally, but Titan is rowdy, refuses to cuddle, and is overall just very abrasive. Titan and I play constantly, but when I want to relax, Lily is my go-to. Because of this, I would sometimes take Lily upstairs to cuddle while my husband was at work. My husband takes issue with this because he feels like now I have bonded to his dog, and is claiming he wants to get rid of her. Pretty certain he just said that out of anger, but highly annoying. He says I'm selfish and doesn't understand that he wants a companion that is excited to see him and wants to be with him only, or at least prefers him. This whole experience has been very heartbreaking for me because I was under the original impression we would be getting one dog together. Our dog. I had no idea my husband would start to feel this way. Now he wants me to leave his dog completely alone, and it just hurts not only because I love her, but because it feels wrong for my husband to be acting this way. I've told him he needs to go to therapy and address whatever underlying issue this is, but he's refusing that as well. What could his mindset be and how can we remedy this? This is becoming a major issue in our relationship. Too long did not read. Husband thinks I'm bonding too much with his dog, wants me to leave his dog completely alone. Edit. He doesn't hit his dog, but he does frequently yell at her plus stick her nose in her accidents, which I've always read as a bad idea. Edit number 2. This is his first dog. He never had one as a child. I've told him he needs to go to therapy and address whatever underlying issue this is, but he's refusing that as well. Tell him it's not optional, because the way he's handling this is giving you serious doubts about how or even if you two go forward from here, especially if you're planning on having kids at some point. Thinking that a dog in a 2-person household is only going to show affection to one of those people is unrealistic and frankly unhealthy. Ditto not realizing that pets have their own personalities and preferences, and that there's a difference between training and molding them to your exact whims, so you don't get to just abandon them and start over when the latter inevitably fails. What would happen if you guys had kids and the baby bonded with you better? Would he want to get rid of it, too? He's acting completely childish and needs to stop hitting his dogs. Maybe then they would love him more. Do you work from home? If so, of course any dog will bond to you better if you're home all the time and giving positive reinforcement. Dogs don't only love one person. That's not how it works. How much time is he spending with these dogs? Can he take Lily to work with him? Your husband has the maturity level of a 5-year-old. Wah, my dog likes you better because you actually show it love. How pathetic. Maybe his dog would like him more if he wasn't an insufferable selfish controlling prick. He treats his dogs badly and then gets upset that they prefer you? Tell him to grow the fuck up and read some up-to-date dog training materials. He says I'm selfish and doesn't understand that he wants a companion that is excited to see him and wants to be with him only, or at least prefers him. Immature selfish behavior on his part. I bet he wasn't great at sharing toys as a child either. I'm a dog trainer and your husband sounds like the kind of asshole that shouldn't have a dog. Dogs bond with people who treat them well and who spend the most time with them. And the idea of him not wanting his dog to have a bond with you is absurd. I can see being miffed if the dog preferred you over him, but any bond? WTF, man? Dogs can be happy to see both people in the household, and him trying to force you to ignore the dog is insane. My girlfriend is not affectionate. My girlfriend 25 me 26 live together and she shows no affection. I pay for almost everything other than the Wi-Fi. She has 2 pets that she doesn't clean up after. I'll spend some days after work cleaning bags of dog poop from the backyard, while her cat is pooping on the floor next to the literary upstairs. Meanwhile my cat is living with my parents because she doesn't like him. I will clean all of the dishes, then she will come home and make a mess in the kitchen and leave it all out. None of this is really that big of an issue to me, but she has become completely unaffectionate. We have had sex maybe 4 times in the past year and overall I just feel used. She talks on FaceTime with a guy she used to date in college for hours at a time and they text all day, and I have told her that I don't think it's appropriate, to which she replies that I can't tell her who to be friends with because she doesn't have many friends. I say friends are fine, but it's inappropriate that she spends so much time talking to him and it makes me uncomfortable. Anytime she faces any sort of criticism she freaks out and threatens a breakup and to move out. She says she doesn't want to touch or be intimate because I'm constantly nagging apparently and I'm not fun. But regardless of how nice I will be, she will always find some excuse to not cuddle or touch. At the end of the day my arm is too heavy and hurting her. Her hair is being pulled when I'm nowhere near it. She has to get up for work when she works at 1 and I get up at 8 ECT. I don't really know what to do here. It seems that nothing I do is appreciated and she puts all of her energy into this other guy. There's no win. I can either put up with her ignoring what I need in a relationship and the whole time act like I'm having the time of my life, or break up. I don't feel like it's reasonable what she wants me to do, and I have tried in the past to do it because I feel like if I can break the cycle one time it might end, but it's so draining. Weeks of finding entertaining stuff to do while being treated so poorly just to be told that she's not feeling especially touchy today. This is not working out for you, my man. She sounds like a shitty partner who does not contribute to your well-being. Would recommend you leave her. Lots of caring women out there who work and clean up after themselves. Dude. Next time she threatens to move out, tell her she better go get some boxes right now. She's with you because you do everything, but she's actually dating FaceTime guy. Dude, you've rewarded all her negative behaviors and now surprised why she is continuing behaving the same way? This is kind of a no-brainer. You are no longer in a romantic relationship with this woman, and apparently have not been for some time. Move out. Get your cat back from your folks, and marvel at how much better your life is without her. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Just do it. She treats you like a slave while offering all her positive energy to other guys. You're a sucker if you stay. You literally have nothing good to report about her. I can't imagine why you haven't just let her break up with you when she threatens to. People are horny as fuck after this pandemic. I guarantee you could find 10 better partners than this by the end of the year if you get your own place next month. Seems to me that you're not a priority. You are being used. I have experience with someone I loved very much and she would make excuses as to why she couldn't do things I asked. Like talk about her past, hard stuff, and communicate to me in general. She hid many things from me. If you are in fact giving your all and she doesn't reciprocate, get out. It's hard and may sound harsh. But your time is valuable too. You should give yourself validation for everything you're doing. And if she doesn't appreciate that, she isn't the person you think she is. Just my opinion. Edit spelling. She likes him and not you, but you're letting her treat you like you're her parent or something. It's what most of my girlfriends complain about their guys treating them like, and it seems painful and hopeless, and I hate seeing them used. And my advice is always move on already. I couldn't even get through your post. Any woman, and I speak as a woman myself, who accepts your money for things, does nothing for you, expects you to do everything for her and sacrifice the things you love for her while not reciprocating in the slightest, neither loves you nor respects you. The fact that she also never has sex with you is the cherry on the cake. Frankly, there are plenty of women who don't love their partners but can still bring themselves to have sex with them. She's using you and wasting your time. Break up with her today. You know what to do, you just don't want to because it's stressful to do. You don't need our opinions. You know the situation is bad because you wrote it all out. So either do it or be unhappy forever.